Hey everybody, you're listening to the Hisessions Hawaii podcast where we talk about everything local and beyond. I'm John Yamasato, your host, and joining me today is Mr. Kyle Shimabukuro.
How's it?
Devon Nekoba.
Howdy.
Before we begin, let me remind our listeners of all the ways they can stay in touch with the show. Those are Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all at Hisessions. You can go to SoundCloud, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts to listen to the podcast. And finally, you can email us at hisessions@yahoo.com. I keep forgetting we gotta get on Spotify, but I keep forgetting to sign us up for that. If you'd like to help the show, get more music on the channel, go to patreon.com and donate. There you get more involved with the show. Of course, we have a new patron, Momi.
Oh,
Thanks,
Momi.
Thank you very much for becoming a patron. and
By the way,
supporting
thank you to them also because they made us like number 5, number 6.
Oh yeah, I don't remember on that top
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah, we had
top
we
50.
We were on a top 15 podcast on the West Coast or something. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
How the hell would we do
I
that?
have no idea.
that. Yeah, I didn't even.
Imagine
know
if we
people knew
tried.
existed. Yeah, yeah.
But thank you very much, by the way.
Yeah, we
for,
really appreciate you guys
giving us that.
listening and supporting.
That was that was an honor. That was cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Even though we have no idea who voted for it, it could have been one dude sitting in his basement going, "You know what? I think I'm gonna compile a list."
Okay, visit Kupu Kupu Landscaping, Landscape Architects. Call Kevin Yokomura, 808-722-8685 for a free estimate, or go to kupukupulandscaping.com. Jamone, you may want to use their services one day as well. They're good. Thank you to Fort Ruger Market. Still working on my plate A, but pretty soon, Kyle, we'll be back with the Poke Bowl, right?
Yeah, I don't even know why you stopped eating fish.
Because I eat more fish than you. And if you're...
His mercury levels were up crazy.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean yours is up. You know, you just.
I know.
Look at him; he's skinnier than you, we guarantee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Although he has more of it to go.
But the only
through
way
'cause he's-
to solve this is if you get the test.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I tried calling my doctor, but it's... Yeah. Nowadays it's so hard unless you just walk into urgent care.
Yeah.
To get
Yeah,
an
that's all
appointment.
you need. Walk into urgent care. Could I get a mercury
Yeah,
test?
so it's just like, it feels weird, yeah. So I'm just like, I'll just do it.
I took a mercury test for my last checkup because
okay.
John was worried about eating too much fish. So I said, I'm going to take a mercury test. And I tested super high.
He failed the
So
test
he said
miserably.
stay off fish for like a month and retest. So when I told John that, without him testing, he got scared and he stopped fish for a month too.
Yeah,
What
so
kind of
I-
testing do they do? Is it just blood?
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
blood
blood.
test.
Just blood.
Yeah. Okay. You can find Devon, Kumu 94.7. You can find Kyle at highlifeclothing.com. And now to our...
The shirts, by the way.
Oh, that is a High Life shirt that
Oh, thank you for wearing it.
Devon is wearing.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
wore it specially for today.
It's comfortable, huh?
It's super comfortable.
Yeah.
It is
The only
comfortable.
thing
It
is I
looks
have
pretty
to wear an
comfortable,
undershirt
too.
because
Yeah, but if
otherwise
you get cold,
uh,
then the people
yeah.
are not going to know you cold, yeah?
people definitely will know. People know that I'm not cold. That's,
Oh,
yeah. So the shirt
Yeah.
just kind of
Yeah.
yeah. So
It looks like a dry fit. Is that dry fit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dry fit.
it's really good.
It's like a golf polo.
Mm.
Yeah, but they have Aloha shirts that have this material as well. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
go buy.
Yeah, go to highlifeclothing.com. And you just had your... I bought a Kansas City Chiefs High Life shirt to support the Kansas City
Oh,
Chiefs this
KC.
coming
Oh.
Super Bowl. And like I said...
Even
on
though
the-
he doesn't really care.
Yeah.
I don't really care. But I told everybody, I kind of covered both because I'm supporting Kansas City Chiefs. But so that's good.
It wasn't a Kansas City Chiefs shirt. It was called Arrowhead.
Oh, Arrowhead. Oh, okay. Sorry. But then, because okay, got it. It's an Arrowhead
Yeah,
shirt.
we don't wanna
That's
get
right,
him in
that's right,
trouble.
that's
For
right,
special Sunday.
That's right. It's for a special Sunday. That's right. But the team that I usually pick typically loses. So, for the Niners fans, that's a feather in your cap.
I'm going Niners.
Niners?
Yeah.
I think all of Hawaii is going Niners.
Yeah,
except
pretty much.
John.
No,
Yeah.
not all of Hawaii.
Oh, yeah. You got your Mahomes fans. Taylor Swift fans.
Taylor Swift fans.
Yeah.
Do you know how much she generated for the KC Chiefs? Kansas City Chiefs in
I
5
heard.
months? It was like 331 million.
But how did they figure that out, though, the metrics?
I guess, I don't know.
Sales of
I mean,
the sales of jerseys. They started putting out stuff with her on it.
Well, that's why,
So-
even
And
Shohei
even Travis
Ohtani-
Kelsey, his number one.
It's a good
It's
business
so-
plan for
yeah.
Kansas City
It's
Chiefs.
so crazy,
Yeah.
right?
But let me wait. Hold on. Let me introduce our guest here.
I don't know, we're just jumping into it. We don't even-
Yeah. So our guest today is Mr. Jamone Soon. He is a realtor with Coldwell Banker, and we actually met there in real estate. but also as a business owner, he has J4 Removal,
Mhm.
which is a company that will come and remove stuff. J4
Obviously.
Removal makes sense, right? And also blue belt jiu-jitsu practitioner. So I thought he's a super interesting guy. He's like one of the young up-and-coming stars in the business world, I guess. So
Thank
I
you,
thought
man.
it'd be fun to have him on the podcast. So
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Yeah, but even okay, so getting back to this Taylor Swift thing. So even like they're paying Shohei Ohtani like $700 million or something for the Dodgers, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
just from like merch alone, they're gonna make.
Oh, yeah.
So like
Stupid money.
Dodgers is all sold out for the whole season already.
Yeah. But for Shohei, if you're buying a Shohei jersey, you probably like baseball or him.
Yeah.
If you buy a
Nope.
Kelsey jersey, you probably might just like Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
That's true.
No, dude.
Mhm.
My mom likes Shohei Ohtani. My mom has never watched football,
Yeah,
baseball
but your
in
mom
her
is
life.
not gonna buy a Kelsey jersey because of Kelsey. She's gonna buy it if she likes Taylor Swift. So
possibly.
So you know what I mean. It's not like that
The Taylor effect. you
the
mean.
Taylor effect.
Mm.
It's kind of nuts.
It is kind of nuts. But anyway, so the whole thing is she's moving merch.
Oh yeah,
For
big time.
Major.
Yeah.
Big time.
Okay, so so Jamone, the first thing I want to get to, because this is the most exciting part, I'm sure, for Kyle, is your removal company.
Okay.
What does
Because-
J4 stand for?
So J4, before the revision in 2020 on the purchase contract in real estate, stood for the removal of your items from the property. So that's when I met John when I was at locations. And I kind of seen it and I kind of stick to me, like the people in the industry know now, like it's like J4, okay, I see what you did there,
Yeah. And then it changed.
And then it changed to J8.
Wait, what?
The
Oh.
purchase contract changed to J8 now, so, but it's
Oh.
doesn't sound as catchy.
Yeah, no, nowhere near.
Wait,
So I kept J4.
what's J4 mean? In
So in the contract, in the real estate contract, there's certain sections. There's A through S or R or something. And every section, there's like J1, J2, J3, and it talks about different things
Okay.
in the contract. So what he's saying is, in the contract, J4 used to stand for the part that says you have to remove all your stuff from the property before closing.
Ah.
Mhm.
So there's a play on that.
That's a genius name.
Yeah. So now it's J8, but like I said, it doesn't sound as catchy.
What is what is J8 in a contract though?
So now J8 is the removal.
Yeah.
So they switched the letters. That's why you changed.
They're always
the numbers. That's why you
revising it and
changed.
stuff.
No, it was
No,
J4.
it was J4
now
before.
it's J8.
Yeah.
So you, but
So-
you didn't switch your company name. It's still
No,
J4.
I kept it. Yeah, because
Yeah.
my name is Jamone too, right? So it starts with a J.
Yeah.
So they're like
Yeah.
Jamone for removal or something. It kind of sounds a
Okay,
lot better.
got it.
than-
Got it.
Yeah, you can do a bunch of play on words with that thing.
Yeah.
So, wait.
Yeah.
Because this is actually, I mean, it dovetails really nicely with what you do already for your other job, right?
Mhm.
So did that just sort of come to you? When, hey, I got all this crap sitting around this house and I got to get rid of them anyway. Maybe I should make a company that does
Yeah.
this.
Oh, just being in real estate, because having that connections and stuff, and
Yeah.
everybody needs it, right? You need to
Yeah.
remove
Yeah.
items. So I was like, let me kind of stamp on this,
Yeah.
because
Like, what did people do before? John?
I mean, there are
'Cause
there are
he's
other
young, so,
yeah, there's
I mean-
there's other companies.
There's other
that do
companies
it.
that
There's
does
like
this stuff.
1-800
Oh, yeah.
got junk
1-800
and
got
stuff.
junk.
They're
Yeah, that's a
expensive.
franchise.
Yeah.
That's a franchise
Yeah.
one, but then
Really?
How do you stay competitive?
It's that's kind of tough, to stay competitive, especially not knowing. Everybody kind of has the same rough amount of prices, what
Okay.
you price per truck, kind of thing. And there's different things that go into a quote, right? Accessibility, material, the labor, the dumping fees and everything. But staying competitive with everybody else is just coming off the top a little bit,
Yeah.
from what the
But
other prices are.
I think too, like as someone who's utilized their services a lot over the years, the other companies, I won't say which ones, but the more franchise ones,
Mhm.
they have a big turnover rate,
Yeah.
and
What do you
so
mean
like
turnover rate?
Always a new employee.
every time you call them,
Yeah.
it's a different crew that's
Yeah.
showing up. You're never getting the
Oh.
same guys, and so at least when I call Jamone, I know Jamone's coming. So
Oh,
if we
so
worked on-
you do it yourself? Like
yeah,
you don't?
I run lead too on it, yeah.
Oh,
So I have
wow.
guys that work with me, but I run lead on everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
That's a workout every time you go.
It is, And on
Wait, so
top
how
of
do you
that-
have time to
Yeah.
sell houses, dude?
Well, I pulled back a little bit because this took off a lot more.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still licensed and active, but I don't do as much,
he no more kids yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how I stay busy all the time.
Yeah. No, so Kyle was like, we're driving in today to the podcast, and he goes, "No, I was thinking like, what am I gonna talk to this guy Jamone about?" But he's like, "You know what? This guy might have my dream job." Because Kyle likes to go like searching.
I like to
Yeah, like
I like to find repurpose and kind of like collect stuff.
Oh, then this job is for you.
Maybe I can just hop in shotgun and go. Well, I'll take that one right there.
You can come over on one of the big jobs that we do, like when we do clean outs.
Yeah.
Big jobs, right? Like how say people get in their will or whatever, like their brother died and they get the house, they like sell it, right? But they have to get rid of everything, so they call us up, just get rid of everything. They take what they want, what they see, kind of thing, and then we get in there and clean it out. And
So what do you do with the treasures you find, though?
well, I keep some, I sell some, I give some away.
What was the most memorable thing you found that somebody considered a junk to throw away and you kept?
Well, but they probably left it, but there's times I found like gold, silver, old
What?
jewelry, guns.
Oh, yeah, I remember
Yeah.
the guns. Yeah. And you were like, I don't want to keep this, but
Yeah.
I remember you.
So I turned it to the realtor,
Yeah.
who that hired me, and then turns out the owners, they're anti-gun, so they gave it to the realtor too. They're like, oh, you can have it because the husband, her husband wanted it. And so I was like, shucks, maybe I should have asked him. I could have.
So
you didn't find a gun, did
do
you?
you have
No.
do you have another business where you actually sell stuff that you find?
I kind of just do it on Facebook Marketplace and stuff. What I wanted to do is kind of open up like another Instagram store, like a little thrift store or something.
Yes.
Like J4 store.
Yeah.
J4 kind of goes with everything.
Yeah.
But I do have a storage right now that I sell stuff out of, but it's hard sometimes because of timing, right? Like I don't have time to do all of these things because everything that I do with work, with personal life, everything is just so time consuming.
Do you find yourself throwing away some stuff that you actually sell?
If it's salvageable, we'll give it away. We'll do things on our Instagram like Free Friday. I haven't done it in a while, but Free Friday, it's like whatever if you guys want this, come pick it up.
Yeah.
Come take it.
Like I have a cousin that bids on storage containers
Really?
via online.
I looked into that too.
Yeah, and he finds a lot of stuff, but at the same time, he has a lot of junk to throw away after he inherits that storage locker.
Yeah.
But he finds amazing stuff, And what he does too, if he finds jewelry or whatever like that too, he tries to find the owner because they might want it back, like wedding ring or whatever kind of stuff like that. But
He does that here in Hawaii?
yeah,
I remember I was at a storage once. I was helping a client move stuff into storage, and then they had an auction going on during that thing. So I was like kind of checking them out. But there's kind of a lot of people that still, I guess because storage wars, right? Kind of
it got
Yeah,
popular
yeah.
during that
Trend.
time.
It's still kind of going. Like there's a lot of people that still do it.
But his one is even more interesting because it's not a storage room; it's a house or an apartment
House,
complex,
apartment.
or that's
So, okay, I want to make sure I understand this. So, somebody calls you up, says, Jamone, I need you to come to a house that I just sold, and I got to take everything out.
Mm-hmm.
So, you walk in the house and you go, okay, I'm going to need like 4 trucks maybe to handle this. You give them okay, this is how much it's going to cost us to take all this crap out of your house.
Right.
And then on the day, they just got to not be there. You bring your crew and you just start ripping shit out of the walls and like just throwing it in a big truck and
no,
off we go.
you're not demolishing anything. You're
Yeah,
just taking
not-
stuff that's removable.
Whatever's
already,
not
right?
attached
Yeah.
to the house,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah.
But that's a lot of stuff, bro. That's rugs.
Yeah, but that's not
I
like
mean,
breaking down drywall
this
or
kind of
anything like that.
you know what I mean? No,
Yeah.
but it's this room alone, and it's not a very big room. It has a lot of stuff in it, man.
Oh, yeah.
So that you know what I mean? That's the part that's kind of blowing my mind is you got these crews that walk into a room and go, okay, grab everything, like, throw it out of the house.
Well, it's also like you got to calculate. Okay, this is 2 truckloads. This is
Right,
one
Yeah.
right. That's
truckload.
the estimate. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a
So how long have you been doing this?
June will be 5 years.
Okay.
So you
Wait,
started this business when you were very young.
Yeah, so I started real estate too when I was 21. So I got into real estate.
Man, I didn't know you were that
What?
young, dude.
Yeah.
What makes you so unusually driven to do these things at that age?
I always had the hustler mindset ever since I was a kid. I sold candy in Musabis when I was 13 years old.
Well, out of your backpack at school?
Yeah, out of my backpack at school. We used to have the 99 cent Marukai store in Windward Mall.
Yeah.
And as a kid, I didn't have much money too, so I mean, it wasn't the right thing to do. But I did steal some candy, and I did buy some candy, so it didn't make it seem like I was stealing. You know what I mean? So I had to offset a little bit.
Yeah.
Whenever
I'm
I
not
stole
stealing as much as I could be.
But we used to have the dollar bags.
Yeah.
I remember I used to cut it up too, those bags into 4 little bags and sell each bag for $1 kind of thing.
What would be inside?
Oh, like sour belts or those kinds of candies. Add lihimoy inside.
You ever got busted from the school principal and stuff?
I didn't.
They never did.
I used to make musubis in the morning, like 20. I used to go to the game room in the morning before school and almost sell out. Everybody wanted breakfast, right? And at recess, I would have the candy that I stole and sell it. Everybody would be like, "What'd you get? What'd you get?" I get Snickers, Twix, whatever you need.
You're like the
open up
candy
the bag.
drug dealer.
Pretty much. And
Thank
that's where
God
it
you use
started.
your powers for good and not
Yeah,
for
I know.
evil, man.
You had the raincoat, and you're like, "What do you guys want?" Snickers on this side and Twix.
Wait,
I
so-
had a huge bag, too.
Where
you
did
had
you,
a
where did
beach
you
bag.
grow up? You grew up in Kaneohe?
Anyway,
So where did you go to school?
King Intermediate, Castle.
Oh,
Castle.
King. Yeah, King and Castle.
Yeah, I kind of went around. I mean, a little bit backstory on me. So why I got into real estate too is my mom. My mom was a real estate broker. My aunties, they had a lending company. You ever heard of Infinity Mortgage?
Yeah, I've heard of Infinity
So
Mortgage.
that's my family. That's
Okay,
my
okay,
aunties.
okay.
It was run by all women. So my grandma had 5 daughters.
Wow.
It was run by all women. Early 2000s. My mom was a broker, and my mom had a lot of property too. But then, she's such a nice person, kind-hearted person. Like, she would rent all these houses. People wouldn't pay rent. She would kind of take over that cost. It accumulated. And she basically lost everything.
Oh.
So foreclosure, everything, and that's why I started real estate. I was like, oh, she did it. I'm going to get into it too. And then that's kind of where the hustler mindset kind of came into, is because, it's like at that time I was young when she lost everything. And so I knew I had to get stuff for my own. So I kind of...
A lot of realtors do end up finding, because there's a lot of, like I always tell people, when you go into real estate, it's not just selling houses. There's so many like pieces to it, like the junk removal stuff, cleaning. There's termite inspection, landscaping,
Survey,
painting.
everything,
There's so many things. So people go like, a lot of people think like, man, I can never find a good plumber or whatever, right? And then they start their own little, because they see that there's a need for it and that they'll do their own thing, There's a realtor that runs like senior care kind of stuff, because he saw that, there's not good senior care, so he's, that's a bigger level. But
what's interesting is his business can even make even more different businesses from it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's just a matter of time. And,
Yeah, so-
and resources to figure it out, right?
We do a little bit of everything too. We
Yeah.
do a little bit of demo, a little bit of moving, a little bit of landscaping. We just added power washing to, the list. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
Where did you find all? I mean, what made you decide on the junk removal thing?
So with real estate. being
No,
in
but I
real estate.
mean, because like he was saying, right? Everybody's trying to find somebody. So why did you go with junk removal as opposed to, I don't know, painting houses, as opposed to, you know what I mean, the handyman guy or whatever?
just kind of looking at it like it's always something different.
Yeah.
And removing junk doesn't necessarily mean it's junk.
Oh,
You know what I mean? So it's like, I thought to my head, like how I think a few steps ahead of everything.
Yeah.
So I think like I could get into junk removal. Oh, but wait, I see it on TV too. Like people go searching in houses or whatnot. American Pickers. There could be something that you can find that's worth
Oh,
money.
so you had a little bit of that in you
You know?
too.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I thought. Yeah, I mean, I've always thought about that too, buying storage units or whatever.
Yeah.
But then when I think
Buy
through,
metal detectors and
buying
everything.
metal
But then John goes, I'm too lazy. I don't
Yeah.
want to go
Yeah,
through
yeah.
all that
I always
stuff.
get to the point where like, okay, at some point I gotta deal with all this stuff. Like I have to put it somewhere. I gotta sort through it.
I gotta
You
explain,
gotta-
to my,
you gotta
I
take
gotta
the
explain to
time.
my
You gotta take
wife
the
why I
time.
bought another one of
Yeah,
these
yeah.
things.
So then it kind of dies. But
Yeah.
he had the wherewithal to follow through with it.
There's so many. You could have been such a rich man, John, if you had just followed through with just even a couple of
I
these
know.
things.
I know. Yeah, I have ideas. But sorry. So just a PSA though, and maybe you can confirm for us. Selling stuff on Facebook Marketplace, you gotta kind of know what you're doing, because there's a lot of scams out there.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can kind of tell which ones are scams and stuff. Like when people are like, "Oh, send me your number. Okay, I'll call you. I'll send you this code, this and that."
Yeah, exactly.
Send you this code?
Yeah,
No,
send you the code. You let me know what the code is.
Yeah.
You know, like
No,
come on.
so this happened to me last year before. I was selling a house and the guy moved to Pittsburgh or something, and so I was like, "Oh, I'll sell your stuff on I agreed to sell his stuff on Facebook Marketplace. Never again." So he had some stuff, so I put on Facebook Marketplace and immediately get this message like, "Oh, I'm interested. You know, I want to buy it." So I'm like, "Okay," and then they go like, "Do you use this app?" And it wasn't Venmo or PayPal. It was some other app. I can't remember what it was.
Cash App.
It wasn't Cash App. But then, anyway, my friend had the app, so I'm like, "Well, why don't you just pay this guy with it, and then he can pay me back, and I'll come grab it or whatever." But then what happens is they say they sent you the money, and you get an email and it says, in order to get the money out or something, you need to put in a code.
Okay.
And they're like, "Yeah, we need this code," or something like that. But then when you look at the email, the code wasn't there. And so now all three of us are on this text chain going back and forth trying to figure out this code. And then finally I'm like, "You know what? I will just give you back the money. Where are you?" And they're like, "No, and they kept pushing me to like try to get the code." I'm like, and at a certain point I go, "I will drive anywhere on this island right now and hand you your $50 back or whatever." And they wouldn't do it. I'm like, "Wait a minute." So then we looked it up and it was a scam.
Mm-hmm.
So
But
what
it
is
was like,
the scam part of it? The scam part of
I
it is
think-
they want this code.
Yeah,
but
they want.
you're not-
I don't know exactly. I think they want you to log into that thing and put in some kind of code or give them a code or something. Yeah,
I
or
think they
something.
get your
Yeah, I don't know.
information from putting in the code or
Okay,
something.
John, if
Yeah.
you're gonna do a PSA, you have to explain what the PSA is, because people are like now going, "Wait, a code?" And then
If someone asks you for a code, just it's not real.
if anybody asks you for a code,
The code. I've had people that are like, "Oh, even with junk removal too, they're like, "Oh, can you remove this? I'm not home right now, but if you send me,
Oh.
you know what I mean?
that's
So I
the
can go."
worst.
Yeah, it's like I was like, I didn't even reply back.
Did you
So,
bring back the
yeah.
junk? Oh, you should just remove it and bring back the junk the next day.
It was like
the-
no, but you can tell like the picture they sent is like on the internet. It's an internet picture
Oh.
of junk. You know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
a picture.
that's like that lady who got her entire driveway removed. You see that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Got
Yeah,
the road,
didn't
a
pay.
Yeah.
guy came by her house and said, "Oh, we're gonna do." He told the
demo, yeah.
contractor, he's the contractor, "We're doing a demo, and we're gonna pay you this much." Then they overpaid. They said, "Okay, give us back the money, and then go do the thing." So the guy went, demoed, removed the driveway, but it turns out it was this lady's house, and
Wrong
so the
house.
guy gets the money. The guy gets the money from the scam, and then this
She
contractor
loses
removes the whole thing. She comes back home, goes, "Where the hell is my driveway?" And he's like, "Oh, sorry," right? And then
Yeah.
they gotta replace her driveway, so he's out the money for doing the driveway. So
Oh,
and the
God.
scam happens both ways. So it was crazy, man.
So
I was
I-
like, "What?"
I gotta ask this question. So you go to let's say a place to remove junk that the owner knows that's what you're gonna remove.
Right.
Did you ever find anything underneath, inside the walls, or something that they never knew existed?
Nothing. We don't go inside the structure. You know what I mean? We cannot really. Whatever is just outside.
Yeah.
Basically.
Did you find like cash in a couch or something? like
Not
that?
yet.
Ah.
Not yet. I mean, waiting
We're
for it.
hoping.
Waiting
Yeah,
for it.
right.
You know?
Or like, like even behind an old picture, you crack the frame and there's like something hidden in the back.
Yeah. Not yet. Not
Okay.
yet. I mean, we found some interesting stuff though. Like people. It's weird. Like in like a little bag, there's like fingernails and then
Ugh.
yeah, it's like hair and stuff. I'm like, oh,
What
Found
is
like there was
that?
one we did. It was like she had all of her cat's ashes, which was crazy. She had like 13 cat urns and
Oh,
stuff.
It's
in
like
it.
your
I was
house,
like,
cut.
shucks.
So far you haven't found anything that was more like stuff that you really was kind of junk.
Not so. Yeah, I haven't found cash yet. I
Yeah.
mean, I
Someone
haven't.
kind of wants to know. Did you find anything of value?
yeah.
It's interesting.
No,
Like,
I found jewelry and
there's a
gold.
lot of
yeah, but like significant stuff like something in the cat ashes could have been something better than cat ashes.
right. Sometimes, I mean, we do a lot of places with like books and stuff because I know people too. They hide
Yeah.
stuff in books, but it's like going through all of that is a lot of time too.
Yeah,
Sometimes
yeah,
in our moment we're just like she's kind of grab and go.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
You gotta
So-
you gotta pick your battles.
yeah.
It would be so interesting if you did open a thrift store of
I mean,
of
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
you
that's
find,
what I'm
you know?
actually
And you
trying
never
to
know
do.
what you get because in between things or inside stuff that you purchase, you never know what's in it. You know.
Why would you bring a guy who sells junk or takes care of junk stuff and have Kyle here? Last week would have been perfect. And then all this kind of stuff. Kyle's like gonna have him open up a store.
Yeah.
I was thinking about doing that too. Yeah,
Yes.
I mean,
That's a
more
great
so
idea.
towards like on Instagram or something, right? Because everybody, you can connect to everybody, right?
Yeah.
Well, Instagram, Facebook Marketplace and stuff, Craigslist, but they kind of limit you Facebook too. What I've noticed. I mean, when I try, post something, it's like, oh, you can only do so much for the day, or something. You know what I mean? I'm like, that kind of like holds me back. I gotta wait another day.
You could even pre-sell junk. Like, hey, you guys, I'm gonna take out stuff from this house today. First bidder that says, they can have it jump to your house.
It's someone's private property, you know.
Well, it's rubbish, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
You know what I mean?
it's rubbish.
Okay,
Yeah.
so one of the more interesting ones that I did was we had this house where the husband had passed away, and he was married, but that wasn't his first wife, and he never updated his will. So when he passed away, that house actually belonged to the kids from the first wife, not the second wife. So they said, they told the second wife, we're going to sell the house, but you can have whatever's in the house, you know. And she just literally like packed a suitcase and walked out. So when we got there, it was a full house. Like it was as if, you
Someone
know,
was living there.
imagine you were living in a house, someone just packed one suitcase and left. Like she left the car. She left everything.
Wow. So where did the car go?
We donated it to Kidney Cars.
Well, it wasn't really something that
Wait,
you
what
wanted
did the
to keep.
kids do? The kids didn't want to do
The kids all live on the mainland. So they weren't here.
Did
So
you
they-
keep all the Aloha shirts in the closet?
No, I
Why
don't-
didn't you call Kyle? I think that's the more important
Well, I
thing.
mean, this was a long time ago. This is probably 2005 or something like that. So, you know.
I was about to say, why didn't you call me?
You're still stealing candy from the Woodward Mall.
You're too young to work. You're just hustling.
Yeah. But that, I mean, so that kind of stuff happens, you know, every once in a
Yeah.
while. There's another one where we sold a house. There's a Japanese company owned the house, a very nice house. But then the company in Japan had shut down. So that house was where like the president that was
When they
of
would
the Hawaii,
stay.
they would stay.
Yeah.
And then he just left.
Yeah.
And then it was like, I had to basically pack up that whole house. Like I moved a whole bunch of stuff into the garage, and then it's like, what are we gonna do with all this stuff? Like, it's good, valuable stuff. Like, do we auction it or whatever? I can't remember what we did with it. So long ago already.
You're such a good person, John. Because I would have just tried to take as much of that stuff that I could that was worth anything and just keep it.
It's weird. Like,
Or call us and go, hey, you want some really cool shit from a really expensive Japanese house?
Yeah, but it's all stuff like yeah, he had like golf. They left the golf clubs, I remember, and then they had vases and
Thanks,
all
John.
kind of art.
You know,
Yeah.
to John, it
Oh,
doesn't
you
mean
did.
I know, John's like, no,
need
whatever.
anything
I
like
don't
that,
know.
but
Yeah.
it's too
There's money
like,
in everything. There's
But
money in
I
everything.
just
there is,
for some reason, like I never take anything from the properties that I list. I don't know why. But I mean, if I went with Jamone and I was helping him dump stuff, I would definitely, if there's something interesting, put it, take it with me. But
Right.
but when I'm working on a property, I'm like, hey, this is not. I don't know. For some reason,
Me and John like vintage Aloha shirts.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So if you ever come
yeah.
across a closet and you need to sell some stuff, we'll take a look.
Jeez, there was one that we came across.
Yeah.
It was like ending of last year, I think. We did a YouTube video on it. That's what I want to try too, is try to get into YouTube too. But geez, another thing that's time consuming,
Yeah.
right? I was like, geez, I
Yeah.
want to take up so much things.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't have the time to do it because it's just me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do things like when it comes to the paperwork, the estimates, invoices, the marketing, advertising, the video, Instagram, social, all that kind of stuff is on me.
Yeah.
All my guys do is just more so on the working side, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very time consuming.
So you're not married yet?
No.
I think that's what we got to work on then.
Yeah.
To find a wife who's as industrious as
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Perfect.
To
yeah.
run the thrift store.
Yeah, you guys would be an unstoppable team, man.
What's crazy is I do other things too. So real estate, the removal. I do car auctions too. I buy and sell cars from the auction. I breed dogs. I have
Breed dogs? What kind of dogs?
Pocket bullies.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Okay, explain for people if they don't know what a pocket bully is.
bully
So a pocket bully is basically it's crossbred.
Okay.
So it's like a miniature pit bull bully kind of thing. So the pocket bullies itself. So there's nano, there's micro, there's pocket, classic, standard,
Oh my
extra
God,
large,
I didn't know that there was
What?
So there's different
Okay,
classifications.
so pocket isn't the smallest then.
No, nano is the smallest now, which it sucks because like the dogs they crossbred, it's like they're not very functional dogs.
Yeah.
After they get under pocket, that's like they have a shorter lifespan, harder time breathing,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Because they're just making them just for looks now.
That's sad.
So my dogs, they're functional dogs. They're very athletic dogs.
How long do they live on average?
Around 8 to 10.
Oh,
But then
okay.
as you get smaller, they're less and less.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Which is
'Cause
kind of opposite though. Smaller dogs usually live longer than bigger dogs.
but they're like genetically modifying them,
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah,
Well, are they
yeah.
crossbreeding them with another breed, or is it just they find the smallest pit bulls they can find?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then-
So I don't know how the nanos are, honestly. Like, I don't know what they've been breeding them with.
Chihuahua.
It's
I
crazy
mean,
because
how,
they're like...
what? How big are they? Like, sorry, I'm holding my hands. I'm about to
No,
fall
you're
apart
good.
here.
So, a nano is considered 8 inches or below.
Wow.
What? Full grown?
Yeah, so 8 inches from the withers to the ground. So from their shoulder blades, right, to the bottom of
That
their
is
feet.
tiny.
What?
That's like 8 inches, right? So nano,
It's super small.
and then micro gets up to 12 inches, and then pockets are 13 to 16 inches. So my dogs are around 12, 13 inches tall.
How many pounds are on?
My boy is around 70 pounds.
70
some-
pounds.
Yeah.
Dense
He's
dogs,
he's
bro.
yeah, he's
Yeah?
yeah. He's
Oh,
very
muscle.
How much
He's
is
like-
can we ask how much?
Yeah. So my female is actually from Venom Line. So Venom Line is from Florida, a very world-renowned bloodline of dogs. And then when she was born down here with a breeder, he only had there was only a handful of people that had the bloodline, and he was one of them. So I wanted him because I was following them for a long time. But I ended up paying $13,000 for.
Oh my God.
Yeah. yeah.
So when you have puppies to sell, are they $13,000 a dog?
They're not, because like you can get those prices if you're an established or breeder, right? You got established breeding, but like me, I had a litter. I sold my puppies for around 5 to 7. Of course, they're not as purebred. That's why,
yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's what I'm working towards, is getting more pure
Oh,
to the
okay.
venom line and stuff. Yeah.
Holy crap, you do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Okay.
If you
That's
had to
kinda what
choose
we do.
one job that you like the most, and just
Out of
keep
all of
doing-
the things
and combine mix of all that money for that one job, what would it be then?
It'll probably be the removal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because there's, like I said, there's so much more routes to it too.
Yeah.
On top of the selling stuff, and I like that every time that we go into a removal, it's something new. It's not the same thing on the job, same 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I gotta come in, do the same thing, and it's like I'm bored of it, I'm sick of it, I gotta do this the rest of my life, right? When you do a removal, there's always something different.
You have to go to a hoarder's one yet?
Oh, I've done many.
That was kind of
It's-
gross, yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's gross, but it's nothing we haven't seen before.
Oh yeah.
When it comes to those hoarder homes, you get into a mindset. It's just like grab and go, because it's very overwhelming,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You just gotta pick up and grab and go. Like
Do you
kinda
guys? Do you
about
have
it.
to mask up and put
Oh,
the
yeah.
whole suit and?
We don't put full hazmat suit unless we have to,
Yeah.
because it's super hot.
Yeah.
Thing too, right?
Obviously, yeah.
But we're gonna mask up, glove up, long sleeve, pants, steel toes.
Because you never know,
Kinda
yeah,
thing.
what comes out of that kind of place.
Yeah. It's
There's a lot. There's more hoarder houses than you'd think.
And what about like the chemical removal? Like you find old paint thinner and buckets of God
Yeah.
knows what. How do
we
you-
try not to do those. Yeah, I
So
mean
if you-
that's the
if you
hardest.
see
part.
it, you go, no, thank you, we're not gonna. do
Yeah,
that."
I mean if it's dried up, it's easier.
Yeah.
Because it's like to remove it and dispose of it like properly, right? There's, I think once or twice a month they have a chemical removal place on the island that you can dump your chemicals.
Okay.
If you do it properly, right?
Yeah.
But I know some people, they back up and just
Yeah.
just throw it
Yeah.
on the dump. But,
Yeah.
But that's why, that's one of the hardest things to kind of dispose of, because we're stuck with it now too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like some of the other vendors, they don't take it all,
Yeah.
and they won't take concrete either. Why not concrete?
We take concrete.
Like bricks and stuff.
Yeah.
Is it just 'cause
it's just
heavy?
a different, not the weight. I mean, it's just a different disposal as well. You cannot, where we all go to is the refuse station, the transfer stations, right? Like PVT or KE or Kailua, Kapa'a. Those are the main transfer stations on the island for us commercial
Is there
removals.
other stuff like that you can give to like Reuse Hawaii and stuff like reclaim lumber and stuff like that?
The concrete and stuff.
Oh,
Actually, we can recycle it. So like
Yeah.
a lot of people don't want to do it maybe because of the labor that's attached to it. But with me, we do it all.
Where do you find all your workers at?
Some friends, even some family. Like I have a younger brother. I have 2 younger brothers. So why I started this too is kind of to help them too growing up. The stuff that I didn't have. They're kind of like my kids too, right?
They don't need sell candy and stuff.
Yeah. That's why
or steal candy.
Yeah.
Steal sell candy.
But just kind of putting that value into them at a younger age, at hard work.
How much younger are they than you?
The one under me is turning 21 tomorrow, actually.
Oh wow!
And then the youngest is 16.
And you're how old?
29.
Oh wow!
So you're
still a young guy.
Are they on that career path, or they're just doing it right now, just to help you out?
Well, just think about when you were 16, what you were
Right.
thinking about.
Yeah, but
Well, I don't know. He
I don't
was
know, man.
thinking about
Yeah,
what new candy bar he going to steal
you know what?
and
If
sell
I
in a
was, if I was
store.
16 and I was doing his job and scoring stuff like that, and
Yeah.
I would be like, "This is the job I'm gonna do for the rest of my life,"
And it's cool at that
Yeah.
age too. It's like kind of working with your family. Like of course I try to make the work environment a great place to work in. That's why,
Yeah.
especially with my other workers too, having like a family. I'm a family man too, so kind of everything with that family feeling. Make you want to come to work and come have fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Work shouldn't always be work, but we have fun while we're doing it too.
Yeah.
And how's your mom now? Is she around still?
No. She's all right. I mean, she does some small stuff here and
Yeah.
there. Yeah, not as like she used to do before.
Yeah.
Right, but
That's okay.
yeah.
Oh, good.
Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to just touch on is this training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay.
How long have you been doing that?
Well, I've been actually training martial arts since I was 13.
Okay.
When it comes to jiu-jitsu, wrestling and stuff, more so serious in the past 6-7 years.
What did you train before that?
I did boxing, kickboxing, a little bit of taekwondo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
But you are actually one of the guys that have gone and competed
Mm-hmm.
and done some of the tournaments and stuff. Jiu-jitsu, right?
Right.
Rolling and stuff like that. That must be pretty intense, right?
It is, it's very intense, especially the nerves. Nobody wants to lose in front of your friends and family, right? And like other people, the other people I never really care about, but just seeing the people that really do care, you know what I mean, that care about you and kind of you want to perform for them, but it is a different feeling.
Yeah, because jiu-jitsu is not, at least you're not getting punched in the face.
Right.
But at the same time, it is a pretty aggressive sport, and there is a clear victor, right? It's
Mhm.
not like so when you do your tournaments, is that like time limit points, or is it because submission obviously is a win,
Right.
But how else do they judge that thing? I've never watched the full.
Is it the Naga tournaments and stuff you do?
I did IBJJF in Vegas, so those are the world tournaments, right?
Oh,
that
okay.
Everybody in the world goes to. I did Fight to Win too on the stage, like Hawaii Convention Center. That's Naga tournaments as well.
And what school do you train at?
Gracie Technics in Kalihi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the same gym like Max Holloway them train at.
Oh, okay.
Oh. But yeah. So how do they score the jiu-jitsu stuff? Like I don't know much about competitive jiu-jitsu.
Oh, about so they score, of course, submission, the points, if you take down, the control. So it is a points-driven kind of thing if you cannot submit within a time frame.
Okay. So
Kinda
it's kind of like wrestling. in a
Yeah,
way?
yeah. Kind of like wrestling, yeah.
Try to
Okay.
take guys to the mat or to the floor as soon as you can, right? Because then you can get up on top or.
Right.
Yeah.
So they do certain positions, like how if you take down and
But
then
it-
control the belly.
I guess the judges know, but because I mean you can be on your back and still be in a dominant position, right? Jiu-jitsu.
You can if that's your game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people they have the game like that, or they have a more.
So I've watched some competitions recently, and they're not even wearing gi anymore. They're all wearing like lycra and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
no
right?
gi. Yeah.
So
no gi.
now it's all no gi in competition.
No, they still have gi. Gi is traditional, right?
Yeah. So
I
is,
mean-
is it a different type of contest, or I mean, is it a different tournament then?
It's kind of the same. It's just still score. It's harder to score things too, and harder to submit. You know, because when you have a gi, there's always something to hold on to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No gi is like wrestling. You know what I mean? There's nothing to hold on to. Now you just got your limbs. You know.
So what do you prefer to?
Oh, I'm a no gi guy.
No gi.
Yeah. It's more practical.
Yeah.
You know, we get into a street fight, whatever. I'm not gonna grab onto your shirt. I'm not gonna grab onto your pants. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, do you think you train out there? Do you think Holloway? It's coming up, right? Gaethje.
Gaethje.
That's a tough fight.
That's a huge fight.
Because isn't Gaethje 155 and up?
Is.
So he's a bigger dude.
He is. Yeah. So Max is going up a weight class, right?
Oh.
Just like how when he fought Dustin Poirier.
Yeah.
He went up weight class. But the thing is, so Justin Gaethje is actually one of my favorite fighters too.
Oh, really?
Oh.
He's just because he's pure violence.
Yeah.
Honestly, like when you watch him, it's always an exciting fight. There's always.
How you gonna cheer for that fight then?
I know. That's why. It's gonna be hard. You know.
Wait, where is he from? I'm sorry, I am not MMA. I don't do any of that stuff. I just know some of the terminologies. So, and I know Max Holloway because he's from here. But who is this Gaethje guy?
Yeah.
Is he from Japan?
He's from like Colorado, I think.
Oh.
It's Denver, Colorado. He's a white guy.
Yeah.
You know, you would look at him, you would think like, no way, this guy can fight.
Yeah.
He's like somebody you never thought. He used to be a social worker before he
Yeah.
got into fighting. Nice guy and all that, and then but when you see him in fighting, you'll be like, oh my gosh, this guy's a scary dude.
So when you say like he fights violently,
Mm-hmm.
when you put that in jiu-jitsu terms, because there's no striking technically, right? It's mostly grappling. So when you say violent,
this fight's gonna be an MMA fight.
Yeah, this is it.
well, yeah. But I mean, in terms of when you, so he does more striking now, or he mixes and matches. Is it what is it about it that seems
That
more
makes him
violent?
violent?
Yeah, that makes.
Well, just how he fights too. Everything that he hits you with is pure like knockout power.
Yep.
Every hit is a notable hit. You know, like there's this fight where he fought Edson Barbosa, which is another crazy guy, for his leg kicks and every devastating leg kicks. You know what I mean? And he made him back up. You know what I mean? He kicks him in a leg. He's launching him in a leg, and he's making him back up, and he doesn't do that. Edson Barbosa is the one backing everybody up, chopping their legs, and he ended up knocking him out too.
Wow.
Yeah, so like every hit that you see is just so much power. There's so much intent to knock you out.
Is it the torque that he gets, or is it just he has better technique when he's striking these guys?
He's a boxer,
Oh,
and he's
okay.
actually a wrestler too.
You
But
know,
he just likes to box.
With your knowledge, you ever thought about going in MMA?
Yeah, I actually have. You know, I was supposed to do it a couple times, but especially with everything that I have going on too, you know, I make this kind of my
Hard to
priority
train,
first, right, is my livelihood.
Yeah.
Right? You know, I gotta still support myself, my family, and everything too. I would love to, you know, and once
can be clearing houses with broken arm.
I know exactly, or broken leg. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I know a lot of guys that fight. So I have a lot of friends that are professional fighters, amateur fighters, and all that too. You know, and that's their job is fighting. That's not my job. You know what I mean? Like, what's fighting supposed to be is it's an opportunity. It's not a career. You know, you get the opportunity for bigger things, and then like how you see Ronda Rousey and Conor McGregor getting into movies and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. It's just a stepping stone basically for them and their platform, because having a career of fighting, it just, you know, kind of takes you back years of your life.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah,
it's
because
like
you gotta cut weight. You gotta there's the dieting and the training and
the
all
damage
that
to
you
your
stuff.
get
body.
to
Yeah.
You get to the point where you fight Jake Paul and then you retire after that.
Yeah, you know, that's what it's about, is getting the bag right now.
Yeah,
You know, it's
just
just
get
making
that.
the money and then
Yeah.
doing something else.
Well,
with it. No,
The
you
Jake
know.
Paul thing still freaks. I don't understand
I
that. dude.
question everything
People
about
keep
that
making
one,
people
but-
keep having fights with him, and they make tons of money, and then they
Yeah.
he just
Yeah.
sits there clowning him for like 45
But
minutes.
the bottom
and then
line is he
it's-
hits really hard. You know, so even with a short amount of training, he's, you know, still can punch.
Yeah.
The thing with boxing too is it's kind of scripted too. There's
Yeah.
scripts
Yeah.
to it, too.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
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 If somebody told me, like, if you told me, Kyle, I like punch you in the face as hard as I can, but I'm gonna make you retire after that, I'll be like, all right then, John.
It depends on who's punching me, though.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, I guess if you're used to getting punched in the face,
I
taking a
don't know
punch
if
from
you.
Jake
I don't know
Paul.
if you
I don't
ever
think
get
anybody
used to
used to
being
get
punched in the face, man.
Well, they say, right, there's two types of people, right? There's the there's a person who gets punched in the face and they go, "Oh, I'm not gonna punch this guy harder now. Like that hurt. I want to hurt him." And there's a guy that get punched in the face and go, "Oh, that hurts. I don't want to do this. I don't get
That'd be
punched
you.
again, you know?
That'd be actually the three of us.
That's the mindset you have. You know, it's either you're going in or you're backing away.
Yeah.
Once you get hit in the face, that kind of tells you who you are at that moment, what you're feeling. You know
I don't
what I
think I need to actually do it to understand what I am.
Just pretty sure this is the backup one.
I'm pretty clear. I know which direction
Actually, not
I'm
even
going.
into the ring. Yeah, you're like, you know,
But you know the MMA, the MMA in Hawaii now. Like we grew up in a Super Brawl age, and you know all that, you know, with Egan and you know that whole Mayhem Miller days and stuff like that. Is there something equivalent that's going on in Hawaii like that now?
I mean, they have like Destiny MMA, Rising Kings.
But it's not NBC Arena sold out.
Yeah, it's
arena
nothing
kind of
crazy.
thing, yeah.
I mean, like what Max was trying to do is get UFC to Hawaii. You know what I mean? Have a UFC. That would be huge.
Yeah, without the stadium now, it's even harder now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it sucks because to see all the talent that we have, and it's not being, because I have, like I said, I have a lot of friends that, you know, are very talented. They've been on the UFC, they've been on the UFC Contender Series, but if you cannot really keep up or you cannot really perform how they want you to, then you're gonna get cut. You know, that's what sucks about fighting is you have to be an interesting fighter.
Okay, that makes it sound like like WWE, bro. Like there's an entertainment factor to it that they're expecting.
There's a little bit of that nowadays. You can't just be a good fighter.
Well, UFC owns WWE.
Huh?
They own everything. Right?
Yeah.
They own all the small organizations around the nation.
Yeah. So yeah, it is becoming a little bit of that, but at the same time, there are smaller organizations that are popping up all over to compete too, right? Basically feeder organizations.
I just think it's funny that the two of you are so into fighting, but neither of you would ever get in a fight in a million years.
Yeah, never.
Like I could never get either of you into a ring to fight anybody.
No.
And you guys talk about MMA and all this stuff, and I'm like,
well, that's why
what?
I like it because
and then
I
like
sit
he's
there.
here and he's an actual guy who fights.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting on the end going, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I just know people.
You know what? For the last 5 minutes, we'll talk about Star Trek. So Devin can be happy.
But I like fighting because I sit there and I go like, oh, there's no way I could do that. Like, so I have such
admiration
But
for
bro,
what these guys are doing, you know.
You can play that Street Fighter game outside pretty good, though.
Yeah. So I can play Street
Doing
Fighter.
a good job with that.
But it's just like, you know, you go to a museum and you watch art because you think like, man, I could never paint like that or whatever. Like I watch MMA thinking like, oh man, look at how this guy moves and how he strikes.
I could do that.
I could never do this. Never in a million years.
You know what's the biggest difference I see with MMA now? And I guess you could hate for this, but you know, I when I was a kid, I did Kempo, right? Universal and stuff like that. You learn about like martial arts and you learn about like respect and honor.
What?
And all that
You
kind of
learned
stuff.
respect and honor?
No, they teach you that, right? You gotta learn. You have a discipline.
Kyle wasn't there that day.
I know. I was
then
like,
now
you think he missed those
the upper
lessons?
echelon of MMA is like to me martial arts, but it's on a different level of. It's more like the top people are not like true martial artists anymore. They're more like
showmen.
They're showmen. They're like WWE wrestlers, but can actually fight.
Like Conor McGregor,
and
right?
it's all about more like the show, not entertainment, and it loses the aspect of the martial arts. You know,
Right. The entertainment, in fact, is bringing in the money, though.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, right? So like how you say Conor McGregor, he is the cash cow.
Oh yeah.
Dana White's cash cow because that's how you sell out pay-per-views. That's how you sell out arenas. That's how you're gonna sell out everything that you do. You just put up this guy, right? And then you're gonna guarantee make money.
Yeah.
What sucks about it is the people that are fighting for them, you know, are very underpaid if you're not a cash cow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're not a top fighter, you're one of these other contracted fighters, but you're getting paid, you know, $15,000 to show, $15,000 to win. You know, and that's basically that's your life on the line. You know what I mean? I could get hit the wrong way and be brain dead.
But it's interesting because that's the way Dana White was able to make it grow into something that it is what it is now, right? Because he was able to sort of control those lower rungs at these numbers that seem unsustainable in terms of the people that are coming in and out, like the young guys that are coming in, like to fight for 15 grand and get your brain scrambled doesn't really make a lot of sense, right?
But at the same time, there's guys that do it for $150.
Yeah.
Right. In the like the low level circuits.
Right. But that's what I mean. Like it became this. I don't know how, even really how to describe it, because I think boxing was kind of like that as well, right? Like you started out and it was so controlled that unless, like you said, unless you're gonna put butts in the seats, they're not gonna give you the shot. It doesn't make any sense, right?
You could be like one of the best MMA fighters, but if you're not marketable or entertaining to watch, you're not gonna elevate, you know, and you're not gonna get to the next level, which is kind of disappointing. But then again, in this world we live in, it goes across the board to music too.
Yeah, that's everything in life, too. But
it's all about entertainment.
You think about, this is getting a little deep here, but Fedor Emelianenko, that guy had no personality, but he just beat the crap out of people so bad.
And those other guys I respected.
What's his name again?
His name is Fedor Emelianenko, and for a long time he was the best heavyweight
in the world.
He's from Russia.
But even if you look at Ensign and Egan, you know, back in the day,
but that's like
he's not good fighters.
Yeah, he's not muscular. He just looks like this like kind of chubby dude.
Yeah, he's not muscular. He's just husky.
And then like he just stands there like.
Yeah, but he
just
destroy people.
Really? Yeah, I'll show you a clip after this. But
was he an MMA fighter?
Yeah.
But the sport progressed so much that even somebody of his caliber now would not be able to perform as well.
You gotta be able to market yourself. You know, that's what people want to see. Is like, I want to see you fight good, and I want to see, like, even if you're attractive or you just open up a bigger, broader, fan base. Right?
Yeah.
It's just who you are as a person. It sucks to say, like, if you look good, you'll get farther. If you don't look good, it's like, how some girls you see in the UFC, they're a lot more attractive than others, and they get a lot more.
Even though they can't fight as well.
Look how much time is Karate Hottie lost, but she still gets top billing every time she fights. You know.
Who's that?
Well, okay.
Oh, we're getting too much in the weeds.
Sorry, no, I got it hard out. So real quick, 3 albums, Desert Island. We've already prepped you on this question, so go.
So I don't have albums. I'll give artists.
Okay.
That's okay. So we got Josh Satofi.
Right, okay. Yep. We like Josh.
We're trying to get Josh on the show.
Yep.
Hillsong United. So praise and worship.
Oh yeah, okay.
And then the last one is kind of tough. I have to go at Laga Sevilla.
Oh, right, okay.
Nice.
Oh, keeping it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, hey, Jamone, thanks so much for coming on. Sorry, we got to cut it a few minutes early. I got to pick up my daughter from school.
No worries. Thank you guys for having me.
How can people find you?
Oh, so we have socials on Instagram, J4 Removal, or J4_Removal. On Instagram, we have Facebook, or you can just give us a call, 808-754-8895 for all your removal needs.
All right, guys, we'll see you next week.
Thanks,
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thanks, everybody.